is young male.
If you ask anyone to name an African animal, they may say the elephant, the rhino, the giraffe, the zebra. However, chances are they'll name one animal, the lion. Lions are the second largest big cat in the entire world and one of the top predators here in Africa. Biblical lore tells the story of Daniel, a man who was thrown into a pit of lions and sealed in, but survived the entire night through his faith in his religion. Now, I'm not going to be sealed into a cave, but I am going to be following in my namesake's footsteps. I'll be doing this by going headfirst into the lion's habitat, into his territory, and watching them hunt at night. This is Voinis Ventures. My name is Dan Voinis. I'm a wildlife filmmaker, naturalist, and adventurer, and over the past several years I've traveled all over, searching for some of the world's most incredible animals to get in front of the camera. Now, in this multi-part epic, I'm embarking on my greatest adventure yet. Traveling halfway across the world to the continent of Africa, where I will encounter some of the most incredible creatures on the entire planet. This is Voinis Ventures, Africa. The African bush is home to countless predators roaming the land. These include lions, wild dogs, leopards, crocodiles, and even countless smaller animals. Here I spot a yellow mongoose in the distance. Thanks to my long lens, I am capable of observing this fascinating little fellow without disturbing the skittish and shy creature. Here, we see him rooting around with his nose on the ground. Mongooses have powerful senses of smell that they use to find scorpions, grasshoppers, crickets, and other invertebrates. He alternates between sniffing around, searching for prey, and looking up and scanning for predators. He may be a terror for small animals, but he shares territory with some true apex predators, including the African lion. The lion is the largest land predator on the continent of Africa, and the second largest cat in the world after tigers. Unique among cats, they are very social animals, forming tight-knit family groups called prides. The pride will hunt together, coordinating attacks to bring down larger prey than a solo cat could catch. Large prides can even bring down something as large as a buffalo or even a young elephant or giraffe. Setting out into the bush of this wildlife preserve, I eventually come across my lions, one adult male and female and 3 subadult cubs. This pride is relatively small, and as a result, the pride dynamics are slightly different than what most people would know. It's very widely known that female lionesses usually do all of the hunting, while the male saves his strength for protecting the pride. However, in a pride this small, he will assist in hunting as well. In addition, one of these subadult cubs is a young male who is just starting to get his mane. Males at his age will usually get pushed out of larger prides, striking out on their own until they're strong and old enough to take over their own pride. However, again, this pride is so small that he can still hang around a bit longer. He can still help with hunting, and his parents haven't had new cubs yet to demand their attention away from him. You can see these lions eating what appears to be a warthog, and my guide tells me it's a few days old. And trust me, it smells like it. Lions usually need to hunt every 2 or 3 days or so. These large meals are so calorie dense that it can hold them over for a good few days. So with this carcass being a bit old, they should be ready to hunt again soon. For this, I wait until nightfall. Lions are active at any point during the day, and therefore often hunt in daylight, but they are significantly more active at night. Similar to the average house cat, much of the day is spent lounging around, while the dark of the night brings out the active predator in them, so our greatest chance of seeing them hunt will come after dusk. In the African bush, night falls quickly, plunging the terrain into darkness. Now I am never scared of the animals I encounter on these adventures, but out in the dark, in an open-air vehicle, looking for an apex predator with far better night vision than me who could easily clear the height of the vehicle if they wanted to, I'd be lying if I said the feeling wasn't a bit nerve-wracking. However, my nerves are soon stricken from my mind when I spot a large gray shape. It's a hippopotamus. While hippos spend their day lounging or immersed in water, at night they roam around on land, grazing at their leisure. They look fat and slow, but they are actually solid tanks of muscle with enormous mouths, 4-foot tusks, and a charging speed of 30 miles an hour. Luckily, all this guy feels the need to do is fling some feces around and let that deter me. Needless to say, it worked. Traveling onwards, I spot another creature. This is a brown hyena, not as well known as their striped or spotted cousins. These are the rarest and most reclusive of all the hyenas. I want to continue following this secretive animal, but it darts away, and I soon realize why. Hyenas avoid larger carnivores, and we just found the largest ones around. These are our lions. It is absolutely incredible to watch these animals slink their way through the darkness. Lions have very low endurance and stamina, so they rely on ambush. They sneak up on prey from behind cover and pounce in short bursts of speed. They bite the neck and use their large canine teeth to puncture the windpipe of their prey. It's this information that is at the front of my mind as I watch these shapes appear and vanish in the dark. They definitely seem alert and active, anticipating some kind of prey in the darkness, but I can't see anything. Like all cats, lions have phenomenal night vision, far better than humans. With this thought in mind, my heart starts racing. The lions are getting closer to the vehicle. They definitely don't seem to be hunting us, but they're very comfortable and curious around us. A little too much. I see 2 of the adolescent cubs running close, and my guide Charles gives a loud shout to warn them off. This doesn't seem to bother them much, but they still continue trotting off into the dark. Suddenly, the lions key in on something off in the bush, far beyond my field of view. We try to follow them, but the bush is too thick for the vehicle. I hear some commotion in the distance, and we try to maneuver the vehicle around the other side. It takes us a while to find them again. However, sure enough, they have killed a zebra, a very common prey animal for lions. Much like in large prides, the male here is eating first, with the rest of the pride waiting for him to finish before digging in themselves. While this may seem unfair, it serves an important purpose. Male lions play important roles as protectors of the pride. They must protect the kill from competing carnivores, the cubs from predators, and the pride as a whole from rival male lions. Because of this, they need to constantly be primed and ready for combat. So they get priority feeding, getting their fill first to keep their strength up, and the lionesses and cubs taking turns feeding afterwards. Sure enough, the rest of the family appears and joins him, eventually being allowed their turn to eat. Being able to share this moment with these mighty animals is absolutely incredible, and I am so happy to be able to experience these amazing events in natural history so close up. Sadly, this is not something many people get to witness anymore. Lions have declined drastically throughout their range. They used to range throughout the continent of Africa, up to the Mediterranean, and all the way across the Middle East into India. They even ranged up into southern Europe until as recently as the 1st century CE. However, they were wiped out of Europe and out of the Middle East over the course of the last few centuries, and the Asian populations have been reduced to only a tiny pocket of lions, found only in one national park in India. Here in Africa, they are found throughout the sub-Saharan continent, but their numbers have plummeted, and their populations have been severely fragmented. Now it is next to impossible to find lions outside of protected land. Almost all of the wild lions live either in government-run parks or privately owned preserves. Centuries of habitat destruction, competition with human farmers and ranchers, and game hunting from Europeans and Americans have combined to drastically reduce their numbers. While things have been looking dark for lions, hope is not lost. While lions only exist on protected land, there are hundreds if not thousands of pockets of this protected land throughout the continent. Lions are immensely popular with tourists, and they are an iconic symbol for many countries. Because of this, they are one of the few animals that have a genuine economic incentive to conserve them. But it is still an uphill battle. While they are protected on reserves, any free-roaming population is considered not viable and in danger of being wiped out. There is massive pushback against efforts to reintroduce them to the wild. Even in Africa, there is very little true wilderness left, and any lions reintroduced would conflict with humans, both by threatening livestock as well as the people themselves. It is a very difficult balance to strike, but the discussion must be held, because animals like this are very important to this incredible land and ecosystem, and they must be preserved for generations to come. The African lion is without a doubt a truly awe-inspiring predator. However, if you ask me, there is another predator here on the continent of Africa that can truly rival it in terms of power, ferocity, and just sheer awesomeness. But it's not found on land. It's found deep in the ocean off the coast of the continent. And I'm of course talking about the great white shark. Tune in for part 3. And of course, stay incredible.